Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Employee Baltimore Show. I am your host, Marvin McKinstry, from the Mayor's Office of Employment Development, of course, in the famed and acclaimed Employer Services Division. I'm excited, as always, to be able to come to you via this medium that was started way back during the pandemic and still has as much value today to talk to you about up-to-the-minute employment opportunities that are right here in the city of Baltimore. Gotta shout out my incredible producer. She books the show, she schedules the show, she does everything. So all I have to do is sit down and run my mouth. That's the one and only Miss Catania Lester of the Eastside Career Center, our digital business service representative. We need you to like, love, and share this broadcast. I need you to get it out to everybody that you can. Even tag people in the comment section. All right? Tag them in the comment section if you know that they're looking for opportunities, because we have a great show lined up for you today, and we're going to be talking about some major stuff that's happening in and around the city of Baltimore. So without further ado, let's go to our announcements. As y'all know, tonight, after a disappointing loss, the Ravens will be taking the field on a short week against the Cincinnati Bengals. Y'all know whenever we play a division team, it's a knockdown, drag out, dog fight, slugfest, any other tagline that you can put to it. So we want to make sure that we show up with our purple pride tonight. It's going to be on Amazon Prime, and I'm predicting that the Ravens are going to get these dudes out of there. All right? Ravens all day, y'all. Ravens all day. Rookie of the Year honors went to American League. Rookie of the Year honors went to Gunnar Henderson of the Baltimore Orioles. He was one of those guys that came up very young through our system, came in, played shortstop. And while Brandon Hyde, our manager for the Orioles, was Manager of the Year, the American League Rookie of the Year is the one and only Gunnar Henderson, y'all. I'm excited about baseball season next season, and I can't say that it's been that way for a long time. So salute to Gunnar Henderson. Excited for Brandon Hyde. Go O's. All right, y'all. Y'all see it on the screen. The Mayor's Office of Employment Development Job Board. The Job Board gives you up-to-the-minute access to information about jobs that are actually hiring. When you click on one of the opportunities, you're going to be directed to one of our fabulous business service representatives who has done everything that they can to open up and shorten the path to get to the decision makers so you can have that opportunity. So you want to make sure that you go to moed.baltimorecity.gov/job board. That's www.moed.baltimorecity.gov/job board. Listen, I keep telling y'all, we are the plug. All right, y'all. Fleet Recruitment is having an event. Baltimore City Department of General Services is having a recruitment event for their fleet management staff, looking for automotive mechanics, automotive maintenance workers, apprentices, and laborers. We want you to make sure that you're at the on-site interviews that's going to be happening this weekend, Saturday, November the 18th, 2023, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 3800 East Biddle Street. Again, that's on-site interview Saturday, November 18th, 2023, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., 3800 East Biddle Street, Baltimore, Maryland, 21213. If you want to get that good city opportunity and you mechanically inclined, come on through. Career and Resource Fair, Monday, November 20th at one of our amazing community job hubs. That's Getco 401 Woodburn Avenue. I was just over there day before yesterday, on Tuesday. The positions available: airport, rental car cleaners, servers, bartenders, concession workers, cashier, porter, you name it, we got it. I feel like that Thanksgiving coming up. Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lambs, rams. I felt like, so I ain't gonna call out all of them. Look on our social media sites to get the information. Scan the QR code. Make sure you register. Show up dressed to impress and ready to walk away with your new opportunity. All right, y'all. Facility supervisor. The Mayor's Office of Employment Development is seeking to hire a facilities supervisor. Do the same thing, man. Go find this flyer on our social media. Make sure you scan the QR code. The facility supervisor is one of the people that has oversight over the many buildings and facilities that we operate out of, y'all, and it's a bunch of them. But if you're that person Even if you're that person that's done the work and you're ready to take that next step into leadership, the Mayor's Office of Employment Development is a great place to work. I know because I've been working here for a long time. Y'all, we keep our hiring processes efficient so that we can be effective. Make sure that you get connected. Go find the flyer on our social media. All right, y'all. I guess that's all of the flyers. I had to sit and wait. But y'all, I'm excited about today because I get to talk to some people who are part of my team, a part of our team. We're all one family in the Mayor's Office of Employment Development. But watching this thing be built up from soup to nuts, excited. I can't call her new no more because she's been in the saddle for a while, but just the energy and power that she's brought to this particular program since she's been in leadership has been phenomenal. Y'all know that we've had apprenticeships around Baltimore for a long time. Everybody know that place out on Caton Avenue and so many other ones. But yet we've had a disconnect from our local communities being able to get into those opportunities. But we have the team, y'all, that has been able to bridge the gap. They're doing phenomenal work. They are part of the Mayor's Office of Employment Development. And I want to start off the introductions with their amazing leader, the one and only, my friend and sister, BB, Miss Berlin Best. Berlin, welcome to the Employee Baltimore Show.
You able to hear me?
I am able to hear you. I'm excited to get a chance to talk to you. I think this is the first time that I've ever gotten to talk to you like this, and
Yeah.
specifically since you've been at the helm for our apprenticeship program. And I want to say publicly, it's just been a pleasure to be a thought partner and a co laborer with you in this great work of workforce development. You came in, and I told you maybe a month after you got here that it seemed like you've been here for years. So welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Yesterday made my 6 months with the Mayor's Office of Employment Development, serving as a project manager of apprenticeships. So it has definitely been a pleasure.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Real
Trying to
life,
have
huh?
a background noise, yeah. But tell the people a little bit more about you, and because you have an amazing, amazing backstory, and you have brought all of that energy, that know-how, and those resources to the great work that you're doing here as a part of the Employee Services Division. So tell us a little bit more about you, and then we're gonna get the right to bring your staff on and talking about the project and all that good stuff.
Sure. So I feel like my career history has kind of been in and out of several things. Always serving that duality between people and policy. That's like my personal niche. So I have had a business actually for several years. It was called What About Her? Heal Empower Restore. And that was in Hampton Roads, Virginia. And by faith, the beginning of this year, I moved to Baltimore City. And I stumbled on the Mayor's Office of Employment Development by just going into into the Northwest Career Center, excuse me. And while there, an amazing colleague, who's now a colleague, Mr. Keon Chavez, was able to kind of lead me and guide me into what was applicable to my resume. And having served as an executive director, having served as a director of marketing in another space and time, he was like, I think this would be a good fit for you. And so, let's fast forward maybe about 7 months forward. I am here and basically just serving as um, a person that kind of is serving as a conduit to make things easier, to make things lighter, to make things more palatable to both our employer partners as well as our interested apprentice seeking career path residents. There are people who may not know much about apprenticeships. And I've run into a lot of spaces where people are talking and saying the name apprenticeships, but they don't necessarily know what that means and what does it entail. So I feel like it's been a personal pleasure of mine to kind of lead that charge with this dynamic team to just kind of really speak truth to power of what apprenticeships and what apprenticeship employment could actually do for someone's life once they're, fully matriculated into that process.
So let's get your amazing team on so we can help people who are on here right now and don't know what apprenticeship is. we can help them get to understand what apprenticeship is and how that connects to the great work that you're doing. I want to bring on, first of all, the two people who serve on more of the administrative side. One is our fabulous job coach. She does all of the work of preparing people and getting them ready through this team effort that you guys do collectively, because I love how y'all flow as a team. But she's the person that has a responsibility of getting people prepared and ready. We are talking about the one and only outstanding, amazing Miss Yessie Barrera Gomez. Hey, Yessie.
Hi everyone, how's it going?
I'm doing good. And we got another one on here that I call the small fire. Her energy is always amazing. She's passionate about what she does. And what she does with systems is incredible. How she kind of evolutionized this thing and put it into a packaged form. When I first got the privilege of starting to work with it, was incredible. I'm talking about our retention specialist, the one and only Miss Toby Thomas. Toby, welcome to the show. Now I'm gonna introduce these two guys together. You brilliantly recoined them as our apprenticeship engagement specialist, which is, if I had to say, the perfect title for what their responsibilities are. And listen, y'all, names and words matter. These two guys are go-getters. They going out and they having the necessary conversation with the businesses. One of the things that sits at the top of the totem pole, if we're going to innovate how apprenticeship is done, I'm talking about the one and only Mr. Lewis Monk and Mr. Carrie Owens Jr. Welcome to the show, guys. Now, this ain't really an introduction for Lewis, because Lewis co-hosts the show sometimes, does all of that kind of good stuff. But man, it is so good to be on here and to have everybody from the team on here. And I know it's going to really be a flow with how we talk about this. But I think the most apropos question is what you said, is to not assume that everybody knows and understand what apprenticeship is, and then how that intersects with the work that this amazing team has been doing since we started this project. So Berlin, whoever you choose, whether it be you or somebody else, tell us first and foremost what apprenticeships are.
So I'll just give a quick overview because this team is very dynamic and they're able to explain and have a good mastery of what it is that they do in both administrative spaces as well as community spaces. But apprenticeships are an opportunity. And apprenticeships are not anything new. It's an opportunity to earn while you learn. So it's not an internship. It is a day one job opportunity to someone who may not have known that skill prior to becoming employed, but the employer and the trainer maybe can be the same persons, but they work together in tandem to both train the employee as well as employ the employee so that they can learn this highly skilled trade to become an asset not only to the community but also to their families, do a very livable family wage, and affect the community, beyond that moment. So I'm going to go ahead and toss the ball over to Toby so that she can explain, usually when someone registers, what's the initial process through her lens.
Thank you, Berlin. Hi everyone. So my name is Toby Thomas and I am the retention specialist. So you fill out an application and I am your first point of contact. I will send you a welcome email. In that welcome email, I will thank you for registering. You will have a link to register with our Maryland Workforce Exchange, and I'll be requesting a resume from you. It will also state if you don't have a resume, just to let us know, because we do have a wonderful job readiness coach who will assist you from building a resume from scratch. We also, on that welcome email, introduce the fields that we are currently recruiting for, and also give you kind of a little overview of the fact that this process can take anywhere from 3 to 6 months because it is a long-term career that we are trying to match you with. So once I get your resume, I send you out a link so that you can choose a time and a date to meet with a job readiness coach. And then I enter your information into our what is called our Maryland Workforce Exchange system. One of the best things about my role is that I stay with you from the beginning process until and while you have been selected. So once you go through our process and you pick a program or a field and you are selected, I'll stay with you. I stay in contact with you to verify whether or not your training is going as well as expected. I'm also in touch with the employer. And we also provide wraparound services so that you can stay in your training, in your job, and everything is smooth for you. So I'm there with you from the beginning until the end.
That's powerful, man, because we know sometimes when you're walking into a new career path, you need that support. But I want to go, if we can, swing to Yessie to talk about her function because I know from my 20 plus years experience working in the workforce development, a prepared job seeker makes the difference. So I don't want to kind of swoosh past that. Somebody being not prepared for the opportunity can make all the difference in whether they get it or not. So Yessie, tell us a little bit about your function, please.
Yes. So again, my name is Yessi Barrera, and I'm a job coach at MOD, where I support you in successfully joining the apprenticeship of your choice. So it is important to note that joining an apprenticeship can be a challenging process. Much like Toby Thomas mentioned, you're looking at dedicating up to 6 months until you are fully employed with the apprenticeship. So during this time, I am here to assist you with identifying possible career or apprenticeship pathways, brushing up on your soft skills, creating a strong marketable resume, receiving financial literacy, studying for the math and reading tests, and finally preparing for your interview. So these services are all virtual or in person, and they're free, and they can be scheduled after you finish registering with us. So I do want you to keep in mind that while this process can be long, the apprenticeship pathway guarantees you a promising long-term career and can bring generational wealth for you and your family. So yes, to find out.
Real quick, you mentioned testing, right? Talk about that a little because I've talked to several people who did not know that those kinds of things are even a part of getting
Yeah.
into an apprenticeship
Definitely. That's definitely a big feature of what apprenticeships are. During your application process or after your application process, you're scheduled an aptitude test. So you are expected to pass a basic math and reading test. It's usually a level 9 for math and reading. So during that time, I schedule you for tutoring. We can look at where you are in terms of your reading comprehension or even just your test taking skills. Some people have, test taking or anxiety that comes with test taking. So we cover all of those concepts to make sure that you are confident walking into those tests.
That's awesome. So our two apprenticeship engagement specialists that literally have the charge of making sure the relationships are there with the businesses. Talk to us a little bit about your function and some of the things that you guys have found most effective in making sure that you can be that pipeline. Once they've gone and they registered and Toby has captured them and Jesse has prepared them, they come into you guys. Talk to them about what that's like.
That's what's up, everybody. I'll speak to it, Carrie. So Carrie and I, we are basically in the streets. Like we are making sure that the networking is there. We're making sure that the communication is there. We're making sure that the flow is there. You think about it, and it's great that if you go through Toby and Yessie and you come to us, you're good to go, right? So that way we want to put you with the company that you chose, or maybe the company that chose you. It doesn't matter, but I think everybody is saying, which is very important, is that it is more than just a job. This is a career, right? You think about Christmas time. Maybe Christmas last year it wasn't so good because you didn't have a career, but Christmas this year, because you have a job, is going to be totally different. And these our apprentices can go from anywhere from making $20 an hour 5 years down the line, 3 years down the line, to making $40 an hour. That's a big difference, right? So we want to just make sure that it's a perfect fit. We want to make sure that the unions are open and receptive to Baltimore City residents, right? And hopefully you can read between the lines when I say that they are receptive and open to Baltimore City residents. So we need to bridge that gap, make that network flow, and just do the thing. So that's what we do. Carrie and I, we are out in these streets on a regular basis.
Well, you guys have actually done something that's phenomenal that I think people would little know about, and that's the area where you guys have helped in our servicing of local businesses, get businesses that were apprenticeship eligible or be able to become apprenticeable, get that done. Can y'all tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So we are, like Lewis said, the connective tissue between job seekers and employers. Every now and then we'll come into an opportunity when we'll have an employer who is seeking to become an apprenticeable position, and in our role, we can connect them with the state of Maryland to get them registered, and to now become an apprenticeable position that we can market to the people of Baltimore City.
That's a great term, apprenticeable. Yes.
Is it a term?
So,
Right,
so
right. Is it a word?
I want to be the first to be able to say kudos to the great work. They say men lie, women lie, but numbers don't lie, and you guys have done a phenomenal job in all of the areas that we talked about today. But you are here because it's National Apprenticeship Week, and I want you to talk to us a little bit about National Apprenticeship Week, how that's landing on the great work that you do, and some of the things people may want to know about National Apprenticeship Week.
Before we like uplift National Apprenticeship Week, I want to say that the model that we have, the model that this team has, is one that will propel any program, any new initiative, any project that the city wants to launch and be effective. Because having a job readiness coach, which I want to uplift and highlight something that Yessie did not capture, is that she's doing that soft skills, right? We all were impacted by the global pandemic. So re-entering back into the workforce does not look or feel the same as it once did. We went to a conference recently in September and people are wearing jackets and sneakers. And time passed, like people had to wear neckties and dress shoes. So we know that the trends have changed. And the success of this team is that, we have like Yessie having a niche that really impacts the people that come through the registration process. And then Toby having a niche and the passion for being able to be that connectivity that walks someone from the beginning to the completion and full matriculation, all in between, doing those pulse checks for them. And then of course, both the engagement specialists, did not like really delve into the true work that they're doing, because they really are boots on ground, but they're also in the centers. They're also, we're all in the communities having these job fairs, raising high the brand awareness, because we know about that rule of 7. It takes 7, points of messaging, points of entry for people to really know what a thing is. And so when I say that, using our template for like as a boilerplate for what should happen is what I will continue to advocate for and tout. And so that's what I really want to do as a team. Like this team shines because of the work that we have and continue to do. So National Apprenticeship Week feels like we just gliding in, because all the things that people are doing, we have been doing. We've been having the job fairs, we've been having the info sessions, we've been having, the employer interest meetings nonstop. So it's like, I almost chuckle, and not to like be, arrogant, but I'm like chuckling like when I see some of the things that people are doing and how they're promoting, oh, we're having this event. And I'm like, we did that. We're having I did that too. Oh, we're doing that. So to me, it's almost like a small, it speaks to our personal strides. It speaks to being strategic in our planning. And I continue to ask the team, when we move, we are moving very methodically and strategically. And we ask, what's in it for the end user? We're not going to waste anyone's time, and we don't want our time to be wasted. So we're being very intentional and very deliberate with what we're doing and how our trajectory is going to impact those who we touch. So National Apprenticeship Week is where people are highlighting apprentices and what apprentices do in community, but we are doing that every day. So that's our life.
Berlin, I want to thank you for your leadership and team. I want to thank you for the great work that you guys have done collectively. Paid apprenticeships for Baltimore City residents in healthcare, plumbing, technology, construction, and many more are attached to this awesome team of people. So we want to make sure that you guys get connected to our apprenticeship team, affectionately known as the A team. Go to moed.baltimorecity.gov/apprenticeships. Again, that's moed.baltimorecity.gov/apprenticeships. Thank you for your visionary leadership, Berlin. It's again been a pleasure to be a thought partner, strategist, and all with you, and to work with every member of this phenomenal team. I love you guys, and look forward to the great work that we're going to continue to do in the near future.
Thank you.
Thank you, A team. You all are amazing.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. Y'all heard it here. Our 18 National Apprenticeship Week gave me the opportunity to talk to our fabulous apprenticeship team, y'all. They are some amazingly passionate people. And moving right into our next segment, we are going to be talking to the restaurateurs. I think I said it right, at the Manor. Y'all, this is a restaurant that's here in Baltimore. I believe it's under new management and ownership, black owned, and we got the executive chef with us and the owner, if I'm not mistaken. So we want to bring on right now Greg and Charlie, who is coming on. And I told Charlie, with a name like Charlie Capolo, you better be able to cook. Welcome to the Employee Baltimore Show.
Thank you so much for having us on. We're really grateful to be here. I've been the executive chef at the Manor since prior ownership, and I'm very, very excited to be moving forward in that role with our new owners, our new management, and our new direction. Just very, very excited. So it's our general manager, Gregory Booker here.
How you doing?
Greg, so excited to have you guys on today. Tell us a little bit about the Manor, give us a little bit of the historical snapshot of it and how you guys are moving forward, because you do have some opportunities, but I want people to know who it is we're talking to today.
Yeah, so the Manor, I think community-wise, a lot of people are familiar with the space at the very least. This place has been around since the 1800s. It started as a mansion for a family, and over time became open to businesses, including a furniture sale business and some various other small businesses. Eventually became a restaurant. I think probably a lot of people are familiar, or at least remember, the brass elephant, which used to occupy this space. It's been the Manor for several years now, with a focus on upscale fine dining and wonderful, excellent cocktail service, full bar service. We have event space, and we're very, very well known in the community for our exceptional drag brunches, which occur every Saturday and Sunday. And we kind of pride ourselves on being a culture that is basically, we are here to serve everyone in the community. We really want to have a space that is open and safe and just friendly and fun and all of those great things. We are excited to have people coming in that haven't been here before, seeing new faces, seeing familiar faces from when we were open before. And it's just really a great experience to be able to come in here and be inundated with the beauty of the place, being a historical site. I think one of the points of interest is that Tiffany's and Company designed most of our glassware and everything, which is very unusual for a building space. So that's kind of a little bit of an exceptional piece of information about us. The space is just, it speaks for itself, and we're hoping to not just match that, but exceed that in our food and beverage programs. So,
Greg, I know as the GM, you have the charge of taking the vision forward. Is there anything new and innovative? Like you said, you guys have that fabulous drag brunch that's kind of a fixture in the event space of things that's happening for the Manor. Talk to us a little bit about being under new leadership, what we can look forward to coming.
Well, the place has always been known for the entertainment side. What we're doing right now is trying to provide fine dining. We want to be known for its food now. The entertainment side is always going to be there. But we're more focused on the food more than anything. Hopefully, come in here and have something to eat. Enjoy yourself.
That's awesome. All you gotta do is tell me when to show up. I'll be there. You can look at this screen and tell I ain't missed a meal or lost.
Well, at some point in this segment, we actually did have we have some food prepared that we'd like to showcase for you guys here at some point. But
let's get to that. We can talk about the employment opportunities right after, but let's talk about the food that you guys have available.
All right. I don't know if you want us to move the camera around here. I think.
If that's what it takes for us to see it, let's go with it. They said, y'all, there's a focus on the food, fine dining. Don't get it twisted. It ain't about just the fun stuff and events. They are a restaurant that has
Let
excellent
me
cuisine.
see.
And now it's time for y'all to see some of this amazing food.
Not sure how well I'm doing with this camera here, but we've got a couple of things out here for you. Can you see what I'm doing or not?
Yes, we can.
All right, let's see. So I think sitting in front of you right now, we have our burrata, our crab croquettes. This is one of our desserts, which is a lemon raspberry coulis dessert. Over on this side, some steaks, some Brussels sprouts, another one of our, this is one of our more popular chocolate and peanut butter desserts. And yeah, so I'm going to move this camera back over just to give you some idea of kind of the style that we're in right now.
I tell you what, it all looked good.
Moving.
I tell you, it all looks amazing. Tell us a little bit about the opportunities that you have, because there are some employment opportunities there for people who may be looking for their next opportunity, and that's what the Employee Baltimore show is all about. So tell us a little bit about the opportunities that are available.
Yeah, so for right now, we're pretty much hiring for all positions. We need about one full-time, one part-time person in the back of the house to be a line cook position. We're definitely looking for servers, bartenders, maybe a host or two. And really what we're striving for is people who are going to be just as excited about this place as we are. They're going to be passionate about what they're doing and the people that they're serving. And we're really just interested in people that want to learn, want to grow, want to expand their expertise and their, just really have a lot of opportunities here for people to learn maybe something that they weren't familiar with before. So maybe they come in as a host, but they want to learn to bartend. We love having people, giving people opportunities, training people, working with them to get them to be in the most successful position that they want to see themselves in, as well as what we want for them as well. So, Greg, anything to add to that?
You said just about everything.
Man, a few words. Well, I want to thank y'all so much for being here today. If you're interested in connecting to any of these opportunities, we need you to go to www.bit.ly/TEBS employers. TEBS, the Employee Baltimore Show employers. And you're going to email your resume. You're going to send your resume through that link, and we're going to get you connected to Greg and get you connected to Charlie. And we're going to listen, y'all. This is a great opportunity. If you're somebody that's looking to further your career in the restaurant business, you're looking to be somewhere where fine dining is taking place, you definitely want to get connected again. That's bit.ly/TEBS, the Employee Baltimore Show employers. Charlie and Greg, I want to thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for the opportunity.
I haven't had lunch yet, and I'm supposed to be producing things.
Come on down.
Got my mind all over the place. But thank y'all so much for coming on and for sharing with us today. We want to get you some great employees there. There's a happy hour that happens at 3 p.m. I just got from the producer.
Yep.
So y'all slide on in, get you something good to eat. Thank you so much again, and we hope to talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. There is a major event. It's not an event. It's more than an event. A major, purposeful, impactful thing that's happening. Move of God. Y'all know I'm a pastor. I'm going to say it the way I want to say it. Move of God, move of ministry, move of service that's happening in Baltimore as the 10 cities movement is coming to Baltimore. I know a lot about it because I've been at many of the tables where it's been discussed. Baltimore was not originally one of the cities that were going to be on the list. But after the Detroit move, some people who love Baltimore reached out to Dr. Winston and his team, and the decision was made to put it on calendar to bring it to Baltimore. I'm not going to try to give the details. We have a wonderful person here to do that. But y'all, this is a major, major move for people who have varying needs in the city of Baltimore. And to talk to us more about the 10 Cities tour, the 10 Cities movement that's going to impact Baltimore in a major way this weekend, we have Miss Melissa Duff Brown with us. Melissa, thank you and welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. We got get you unmuted, Melissa. Melissa, you muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Wonderful. My apologies. We're at the convention center getting ready. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to have you. I'm not sure if it was you, but I went to a breakfast downtown a few weeks ago, and I think we met there.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, I was one of the pastors in the room that day. Thank you so much for being with us today. I'm so excited to be able to share this information because we're being positioned in Baltimore to receive a lot of incredible services that you don't really think about when you look at things of this nature. And that's why I refuse to allow it to be minimized to an event. It's so much more than an event. There are a bunch of different events that's happening and opportunities that's taking place. But tell us a little bit more about 10 Cities as a movement. Give us some of the vision of Dr. Winston and some of the great things we can expect this weekend.
Certainly. First and foremost, Operation 10 City is dedicated to a restoration of hope and economic empowerment. When we're looking across the country and we're looking at our urban cities, we see that the wealth gap for Black and Brown communities seems to be widening and widening. And when we take a look at that, one of the things, as you say, from a faith perspective, we believe that each and every person has been given a talent, a gift that's undeniable and can provide for not only them, but for their families generationally. And sometimes what happens is you need that hope and you need that greatness inside unlocked. And so therefore, Operation 10 City, greatness unlocked. Dr. Bill Winston was given that vision because early in his career, as a young man at 7 years old, he was born and lived in Tuskegee, Alabama. So you've got Molten Field, flying. You've got Booker T. Washington. You've got George Washington Carver, and they learned entrepreneurship as youth, and that transformed his life, and he wants to do that again. And so we do community engagement events, but also entrepreneurship training. So starting tomorrow at the Baltimore Convention Center from 9:30 to 1:30, we have an event called Youthpreneur, and this is focused on middle schoolers and high schoolers. We partner with some schools, but parents are welcome, and high schoolers, you can come yourself. It's 4 hours of entrepreneurship training, inspiration, and activation to show you, even with your cell phone, how you can start a business right now legally and provide for all of your needs and for the needs of your family if needed. And then tomorrow night, we will definitely have a youth service from 6 to 9. We have Angie Rose, which is a Grammy Award-winning artist, coming in. We have some local rappers and DJs, but we're going to focus on the spiritual heart and image of youth. And so that's for 13 to 25. But then for engagement in the community, we're partnering with 2 organizations, with Carver Vocational Technical High School in West Philly, and then with Mount Pleasant Community Life Center in East Philly. And
Baltimore.
Yes, from 9 to noon on Saturday, there will be a drive-through food giveaway at both locations. At each location, we're giving away 1,000 bags of groceries that'll feed a family of 4 for over a week, 500 gas cards, and we have brand new clothes that we are dividing between those 2 locations for men, women, and children. Coats, dresses. All you have to do is show up in your car, drive through to receive. But the dynamic things that are happening at the convention center all day from 9 to 11:30 are the finals of the business pitch competition. Local entrepreneurs have been applying, and the top 10 are going to vie for first prize of $10,000. Second prize is $5,000 and third prize is $2,500. And for those of you, even when you're looking for a career, organizers and companies expect you to be entrepreneurial in your approach to your work. And so if you want to see what that's like, come out and visit us. But also from 9 to 1, we have a business opportunity expo and career fair taking place. Your very own mayor's office employment development will be there with lots of partners, lots of job opportunities. So come down and say hi. And then we have 3 keynote speakers. One of them, your very own Purple Ray Lewis from
Yeah.
Baltimore Ravens, and he's going to talk about faith, finances, and family. We have Dr. Dolores Thomas about the power to get wealth, and Dr. Winston's going to close out that afternoon session with the God factor. How do you marry your belief system and also your work and not have to leave your belief system at home? And then we have some key workshops that will provide you with practical tools and access to resources to take your career to the next level and your business to the next level. And to just say thank you, we close out the night with a gospel concert from 6 to 7. Todd Delaney will be in the house, and then we'll have a miracle and healing service to close out the night. So it is going to be very, very impactful. It is for everyone, and it's absolutely free. And you just need to go to operation10city.com. And if you register, we'll send you an email, because we even will cover parking for you to come to the convention center. So it is all for you. We are sowing into your life. We want to open up your hope. We want to give you tools that you can use to change your life, to change your family, to change your community.
This is awesome, y'all. And I've been in so many of the rooms and the meetings. I will be there. I've been in so many of the rooms of the meetings, and to know that there's everything that you need in order to make this happen. There's no excuses. Yes, it's in downtown Baltimore, but they're paying for your parking. Means to come out. Let's roll up our sleeves, those of us that can, and get to either Carver or over to Mount Pleasant and serve. And then let's make sure that we're in every space that we can to receive this empowerment. Me, myself, being a pastor, I know how important it is that sometimes we turn it off and we're able to receive and be poured into. So this is important, y'all. We're in a very transitional space in Baltimore City, and Operation 10 City is coming at the right time. So can we we got it up on the screen. Register at operation10city.com. Go on there, and you have to register for everything you want to participate in. It's not just one general registration. You have to register for everything that you intend on participating in, because we got to make sure that we know who's coming where and can accommodate, because they want you to be treated like you first class. Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you so much. Give them your last pitch on why they need to make sure that they don't miss this opportunity.
One word can change your life. And what happens is sometimes in situations, you have to see someone who looks like you and hear their story about how they changed. In Cleveland, we had a youth who at 13 retired his mother because of some practical entrepreneurial skills. And we want to impart that to each and every person and to give you those tools that you can walk away that can change your life and change the future of your family generationally. In many of these speakers, if you would have to go to another event, you might have to pay $5,000, to hear them and to hear their stories and to hear their success nuggets. But Dr. Winston has amassed and put this together so that they can pour into you. He chose Baltimore. He chose you to hear this. And we hope that you respond and come out and receive what you need, that seed, that nugget of information that will transform your life for generations.
Well, thank you so much, Melissa, for being here. And our thanks and our prayers are going out with Dr. Winston while he's here, and to every local leader, because I know there have been a lot of local pastors on the ground who have been making sure that they're supporting this effort. To Dr. Winston and the entire 10 City team, we thank you for bringing this to Baltimore. And we believe at the end of this activity that Baltimore's trajectory that it's already on, y'all ain't paying attention. We looking at coming in under 250 murders this year. I'm gonna just throw that out there. We'll talk about it later, but let me throw that out there. 10 City is coming, and we're going to continue the great trajectory that Baltimore's on. Thank you so much for your service and all of the great things that the organization is bringing to communities of need across the country.
Thank you so much for having me. And I'll see you tomorrow on Saturday.
I'll see you. See you there. Just like that, y'all, we've been through another amazing episode of the Employee Baltimore show. I got to first of all thank our producer, Miss Katanya Lesser, for booking the show, doing everything so I could just sit down and have a conversation. But thank you to these amazing guests today, to our A team, our apprenticeship team. We want to thank you for the great work that you continue to do. Again, I can't say it enough. Shout out Berlin Best for your visionary leadership and the great work that you're doing with the team. Then shout out to Greg and Charlie over at the Manor Restaurant. If you're interested in those positions you've heard about, go to bit.ly/TEBS employers. And if you're looking for services, you can go to bit.ly TEBS customers. They got all scrambled up there for a second. The Employee Baltimore show customers. And last but not least, definitely shout out to the 10 City Tour that is coming to Baltimore. It's a movement, not an event. Dr. Bill Winston and his team partner with local leaders to make sure that an impactful event happens all weekend, starting tomorrow with things that are going to directly impact our youth, rolling over into Saturday for empowerment for everybody who needs it. Y'all heard it all here today because, as I always say, if you're looking for an opportunity, we are looking for you. With a focus on economic justice, the Mayor's Office of Employment Development is building and maintaining a workforce that really, really works. Thank you to all of our visitors, all of our guests, everybody that tuned in today. We look forward to seeing you next week.